Hello everyone. Here you may know me as Ardogama, but anyone else over on the EV Note would know me as either Aruel Adopt, Axolotl Designs, or Sakurai Outfit Design. No, wait. Sakurai Outfit Adopt. Yeah, that one. Anyway, here I am streaming. As you can see, on the side you will see the occasional fade in, fade out of different outfits I've done in the past. Because portfolio. And the stream itself is because with the whole AI shebang thing going on, I am getting very tired and very annoyed about the amount of people who think that my designs are AI generated, especially on days where I'm basically drawing from dawn to dusk, as in from the moment I wake up till the moment I go to sleep, with the exception of like lunch and dinner. I spent some weeks, I think 80 hours drawing. Most around 40 or 50, but there's been some with 60 to 80, so partially it depends on if it's winter. If it's winter, then my wrist tends to go completely more often. Welcome to being an artist. Your wrist tends to be like half reliable. And in the summer, it's the tablet that's a problem. With the heat, the battery lasts less time, and I've managed, the only reason I've actually been able to now record something is because I actually managed to replace my tablet with something that holds a bit more memory and won't make it basically go, oh, you decided to record something. Well, now I don't have any memory left for switching on, or loading, or any of that stuff. I've had that happen once before where I had one drawing done and then it just switched off because apparently Apple doesn't have a protection in case of the temporary files. In case you don't know, when a device has no temporary file storage left, as in no storage in the operating system, it doesn't function. It needs storage to load, switch on, or do anything. So, just so you know, if your Apple device, your iPad, at some point is reaching like limit, it's time to start transferring files urgently. In my case, it wasn't just transferring files for which I needed to upgrade, but also this thing, I've had it since I think 2017. I can't do math, that's 8 years. And I use that a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean, I can't even have unplugged for 5 minutes, which is very interesting. So I normally try and charge it always during lunch and dinner so I can have a nice flow when it comes to drawing and designing. Here you can see that I'm basically designing non-stop. That's mostly because I had a sketch ready beforehand. Because I don't think it would have been very entertaining to watch me think for 5 minutes what I was going to do next, to be honest. But yes. Plus, if I were to edit it out, I honestly think someone would say, oh no, this person has grabbed their sketch and plugged it into an AI thing and now they're just copying the AI things. Like, I prefer doing this. I can just show from start to finish how I normally do things. So, yay! So that's my process. It does take me more or less half an hour if I don't take any thinking breaks, so to call it. Otherwise it can take me up to an hour because normally the sketch itself is a pain in the ass. Pardon my language. Also, I love the chibi. The VTubing chibi. It's from, let me check, Candy Ramsey on feature, and I will link them down in the description, so no worries there. You'll be able to commission them yourself if you're interested in one of these. It's so cute. I love it. I would die for them. Especially because, like that, I'm not going to talk for a minute and you can see the tablet moving the pen. Yoink! And there she goes again. I find absolutely adorable. And yes, I do talk a lot. It's a thing I do. Also, different upgrades that I've been able to do, because basically when I say that I've been working on stuff, I do mean that. That's why I've got so many accounts. First of all, I like having things separated. It's just more visually pleasing towards me, and if it's like all chaotic, then I lose motivation towards that thing. Plus it's easier to like say, okay, now I only want to do this, so I work on that. I want to do this, I work on the other thing. It's right now at the moment I'm ping-pong between the two accounts. Once the core has run out on the Axolotl Designs one, I will continue focusing on the Sakurai one. I finally have a printer. And I'm not even talking about just, oh, I upgraded my printer. No, I have a printer. I never had a printer before. This is my first printer ever, and oh my god, was it a pain to actually set it up yesterday. Because apparently you're supposed to fill the ink cartridge before you initialize the printer. Otherwise, when you print, it's just gonna print black. Not black, blank, with an N, as in nothing. Those test things. Oh, are the lines intercut? Are they straight? I'm like, I can't tell you because you didn't print anything. And I did some tests, and I can finally use the photo paper that I've been literally hoarding for like 2 years. That's great. I had to do some test prints, like a lot of them, because first I printed it upside down, which I do not recommend you do because it will come out a very messy blotch. Like I'm still rubbing ink off of that. I don't know how to do that. I'll keep that. Then I tried to do a full bleed. It would not do the full bleed, even though I was requesting it full bleed. Apparently you have to request it full bleed on the settings of the printer itself, as in not on the printer, as in the settings that you have on your computer about the printer. It doesn't just work if you do it on software. I was using Paint. Yeah, very, very advanced with me. But I did manage to get it to work, kind of. It just cut off a bit of the top. The only one that I had ready to test out was the Sans one from 2 years ago now, the last time I did a con. Although now if I'm gonna print stuff, I'm not gonna print big stuff. I'm gonna print like these letter things, the 4 inches by 6 inches. Simply because first of all that's what I got the most of, and second of all the conventions here are dying out. As in, we had a lot of them per year, and now the only one we have left is basically asking what is the equivalent of half your rent, and then there's not enough people coming because the tickets are also expensive, at least for where I live. They got a lot of people that are like, not enough people are coming in anymore to make it worth it. You're not selling enough, and ordering everything on your own is expensive when you're not selling any of it. So I might stick to tiny posters and stickers. I do plan on at some point redoing the... well, not redoing. Having another campaign for the Pride pins that I have on my main account. But not this year. This year was a wreck. I'll do it for next Pride. Hopefully by then I'll also have all the files done. Because the bigger the order I can make, the cheaper they are. And the cheaper they are, the more different designs I can have printed, which is important because, say for example, I have 4 backers. With those 4 backers, 1 pin each, that's enough for more or less 10 pins, but then I still have to pay for shipping towards me, then shipping towards them. Then it comes out to around, for the 4 backers, I have 6 pins. They say, oh yeah, but that's 2 pins extra you just take. No, misprints are a problem, like a big problem. I do not want to send the pride pins that have a like white dots around, or the print is not properly done, or the epoxy is weird. I prefer leaving that for a logo convention if at some point they become a thing again as a B grade. I don't want to send those out. Plus at the moment the whole European thing of like, oh, now you have to basically dox yourself with all the products you're sending out. That's kind of a discouragement to send things out, to be honest, because it has to have your address if you're a business, which when you're a large business is not a problem because you have an office. What do you do when you're not, is your office is your house. I don't feel comfortable sending my whole house address to anyone who buys a sticker or a poster from me, so I have to figure that out at some point. And PO boxes aren't really that much of a thing here either. That's a bit worrisome. I'm hoping that maybe just by placing the country I'm in and just having other contact information readily available, like I prefer giving my phone number than in my email address over, you know, my actual physical address. Things that happen. I'm actually surprised that it's already 1/3 of the video. Damn. Anyway, things I have to think about, things I have to... It's also partially why this summer I didn't do the pink campaign, is literally that. It's there's a whole bunch of new laws in the EU that I have to take into consideration that are just you can easily navigate it when you've got a lawyer on hand, which most artists do not have. So basically, if anyone else is in one of the Discord EU Artist Alley servers, they probably have seen the panic of, what is this? How do you do it? What's going on? And a whole Germany thing as well. From what I understand, and please do correct me if I'm wrong, because I am probably, because it's a misunderstand. You have to basically do something special so you can send stuff to Germany because of plastics, which when you're selling pins that are made of acrylic with epoxy on them is kind of yeah. I have no idea even to where to start with that, and it's probably gonna cost me more than just because I don't ship enough. I prefer sticking to digital designs. It's why I'm doing these pay-to-use things. It's if at some point, for example, the winter comes again and my wrist decides to give up on me for a few weeks like it did this year, I can say, hey, I have these designs. Help! No, but seriously, it is a problem. Because I did realize that I can't just be doing adoptables the whole time and hope to keep living off of that. Because there's gonna be... First of all, I need holidays. Everyone needs them. I'm basically literally drawing every waking moment. Even when I'm playing, I'm drawing. And I do mean like, let's say I'm playing Repo. You die a lot in Repo. It's just a thing and you have to wait until they revive you. So while I'm waiting, I'm basically just drawing. Same with any other game. I try to always play a class that allows me to just play on my own, but also at the same time have time to myself while they're doing stuff like in Anarchy Online. Very old game, it's still online, I don't know how, but it is. Not complaining. There's no more customer support anyway. You might know them from, I think, On an Exile, is it? They've got a few more games flying around. They basically have a tendency of uploading a game, working on it for 2 years, and then just abandoning it for the next project. I have lost access to an account from like 15 years ago. And I sent the support ticket 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and now this year. And still nothing. I even went to the forum, to the Discord, nothing. So I think I can just say that that account is just bye-bye. Which is a shame because, oh my god, the amount of hours I farmed Reddit on there. Like, I remember doing these like blue armor sets that were like worth 20 million back in the day. And just doing them every time we were online, me and my father. That was, yeah. We did a lot of that. And you had to also buy enough boots on Tuesday because they were only sold on Tuesday. And then you had to do a mission with them to make them into the special blue boots. It was a whole thing. Anyway, I do recommend if you like MMORPGs, I do recommend Anarchy Online and Lord of the Rings Online. Both amazing. Lord of the Rings is still updating, has never stopped updating. They are amazing, and they've recently made the whole first region free. I've seen, I think, up till Moria. So you got Eret Luin, you got the Shire, you got everything. Anyway, great thing. And the best thing about Lord of the Rings compared to most other MMORPGs is that basically when you do some deeds, which are like a type of quest, like kill X amount of this creature or do X amount of missions, find these locations, you get points. With those points you can buy expansions. You don't have to buy them with real money. They do encourage you though to at some point buy something, it doesn't matter what it is, because then it unlocks a whole bunch of stuff for you. But you only have to do it once, you don't have to keep paying for it to keep having those benefits. I think one of them is like unlocking the wallet, so instead of having 2 or 5 gold, I can't remember what it was, you can have then unlimited gold in your wallet. And it just, they're amazing. I love playing it. I've got quite a lot of characters there too, and I'm even going one where I'm doing everything region by region, one by one. It's taking its time, but it's fun. I like the lore. Plus, you actually are part of the fellowship, kind of. You help them from the background, as in, oh no, they've got these problems. They're gonna need this. Go and do that. And you talk with Gandalf. You talk with literally everyone at some point. So, do recommend if you're looking for something to play. What was all that about? I don't remember. Anyway, I'll probably remember in a minute. If you at some point do hear background noise, by the way, let's just say that it's almost election time here for the city, so what do they always do? All the roads are being worked on. And when I say all of them, it's, I feel pity for anyone who has to go around the city in the car right about now, because, they keep changing what roads they're working on. At least they worked on the main road in front of the stadium, right? It took them like 4 or 5 days. was actually pretty fast. But the other road on the other side of my place, nope. They're still working on it. They did one half, now they're doing the other half. And I'm not talking about length half, I'm talking about width half. So like left side and now the right side. That's what you're looking at. That's it's a lot of noise 24/7. Not 24/7 obviously, but like you know when it's time to work for them. You know when lunch is, and you know when they're back from lunch, and you know when they're done with work, because you can't just stop hearing the floor drill. I don't remember what it's called, but it just goes taka 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 taka. I have all the doors closed, all the windows closed, and you still hear it so much. It's like, oh my god, what is this? Mess. Honest mess, that's what it is. Also, I do apologize for the very amateurish video layout. It is literally the first time I'm doing a proper video edit, so to speak, as in mixing things together. And it's the first time I'm using, what is it called? OpenShot video editor. So I'm trying to figure that out. It already took me a while just to get the images to look right, because it kept doing this weird thing that if I added another image and put it in the new spot with the new scaling, it would go from the center of the video to the side, like a transition. Like, I don't want you to transition, I just want you to go from 8, just stay there and just fade to the next image. That's all I'm asking. You think I'd be asking for basically having to be accessible 24/7? I don't know. And yeah, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the next package does not arrive while I'm recording this, because I'm hoping to record this in one go. It is easier for me because I'm really bad at editing. Editing is not my thing. I've never really done it. I don't really upload reels or I barely use TikTok. The only reason I have TikTok is because it has this wonderful function called save X amount of videos, which is great when you're like going on an airplane or on the train and there's no data. And you really want to get distracted from all the noise from either around you or, in the case of the plane, from the plane going to during what's it called? Not when an air hyperventilates. Anyway, I assume you guys know what I mean. And yeah, basically me proving this is how I draw. I'll also link the person who made the base in the description. Right now I can't remember their name. I am so sorry. Do I have it on hand? No, I don't have it on hand. I'd have to give me a second while I check, because it is important information. I mean, then we can watch my doodle. Yu-Yu-Chun on DeviantArt. It's free to use, so have at it. I do have to make sure that I open this properly. Yeah, basically, I'm hoping that once this whole thing either gets fixed, or if I just stick to postcards or stickers, I don't have to do anything special about them. Like, just stick them in a card, stick them in an envelope, and just send them off and hope for the best. That maybe that way I can maybe sell some physical merch. Because I do want to do merch properly at some point. I do have some Pokemon Cherrymon collection going on, but that's mostly charms and pins that I've got like literally staring me in the face for the last year and a half. But I also got stickers. So, hoping that goes well. Of course, you gotta find the time outside of the adults and the pay-to-use stuff to work on merch, because there's not infinite amount of time in a day. I wish there was, I really do. Make my life a lot easier if you could just keep working until you were done and then just do something else. I don't know. So yeah. I have a sketch for Caspian Hotel. It's Charlie walking down the aisle with the father, Lucifer. Alistair as the priest, like doing the marriage thing. And I'm trying to draw all the characters on the sides, but it's very slow going. I'm not good at drawing characters. I can draw mine, no problem. I know how they work. I know how my style goes. So it's easy, and I sketch a lot easier on paper than I do digitally, by like a great margin of difference of skill. But then I have to do this digitally, so that's gonna be fun. It's gonna take me a very long time, but it is what it is. Anyway, gonna do a bit more explanation of what both accounts are. Well, 3 accounts. Basically, Aruel adopts is where I do most fandom adopts, so like My Little Pony and Pokemon and Mobians. There I only do something if some idea pops up into my head. If I don't have an idea, I don't force it. Thing is, when it comes to outfits on the other hand, I have to do the opposite of forcing it. I can literally be staring at the floor and I see squiggles in the pattern of the floor and it's like, oh wait, that could be that type of idea for an outfit, and then and from there it just goes like from one idea to the next, and like, okay fine, I'm gonna go grab a sketchbook or the tablet already and start drawing them, because otherwise I'm gonna forget, it's gonna bother me. Yeah, kind of things that happens when you just draw outfits every day for like 5, 6, 7 years now is they don't stop flowing into your head. Different concepts and ideas that you can do. And it doesn't help that I'm also, when I'm off to bed, I have to wait for the medication to kick in, as one does. Great to have the trifecta of insomnia. Very rare to have all three, apparently. Add to that, apparently I've got sleep resistance, I think it was called. Trying to translate it from Spanish. As in, not only do I have insomnia, but even treating said insomnia. Guess how fun it is to be told, well, if someone even tried to roofie, you probably wouldn't even notice. As in, it wouldn't affect me at all. So that's one plus point. Let alone the almost 30 years of insomnia that I've had to deal with before that, but never mind. Small details. And yeah, I do talk a lot, and I do talk about everything, and I do fumble about. Because that's basically how my thought process goes. Yeah. Again, this is the first video, so it's also an explanation of a little bit of everything, and a bit of me, and a bit of my art process, and how I do things. Anyway, Ariel Adopts is fandom stuff. The one that you're seeing me now draw designs for, that you're seeing this finished designs of on the corner, are basically pay to use. What does pay to use mean? Typically, I know that you can think, oh, because you have to pay to use it, har. No, it's partially that, but it also means that more than one person can buy it, unlike adoptables, which are normally one per person. Problem is, with the current state of everything, my current prices for adoptables, I think they're too expensive for most people to afford. Even like, had it been like 2-3 years ago, I think that would have not have been a problem. My sales did dip, but my skill did go up and my output did as well, so it's like, I know it's not a me problem. At least I got a wider range of audience, so that's something. I just honestly think it's something we're all feeling, especially the artists and the handcraft community. Just, there's not a lot of money for hobbies at the moment, or for art, or for something we don't need. It's quite a global crisis at the moment, to be honest, on all fronts. Literally on all fronts. Especially sucks when you're young. There's for some reason like, oh no, you're young, you can't work. Like, buddy, I can tell you from experience, I might be missing some things, but work ethic is not one of them. I mean, I've been drawing like consistently around like, I think the proper average is gonna be like 55 hours a week. I wish my tablet gave me more than just 3 weeks of information, but I might have to track it, like on an Excel or something. I'm not missing work ethic. I can work for a very long time, and I'm very good when it comes to dealing with information and Excel sheets and timetables and all that stuff. Like, I used to tutor people with the pivot tables on Excel, because the teacher definitely had no idea what he was talking about, but I mean, absolutely none. That was fun. As you could see after the second class, I was surrounded by people like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay at home during this class and I'm gonna study on my own, because at this point I'm helping more than I don't mind helping people, but not during class. What I did then was basically have tutoring sessions in things like the cafeteria and stuff. Like, as long as I had food, I would tutor. It was a definitely good exchange there. But yeah. I'm currently recording with the microphone on my headset. I do somewhere have a normal Razer microphone, but I don't know how well that works when it comes to audio quality, because I've not used it, and I've had it for 4 years, so that's yeah, I have a tendency of getting things that I see that, oh, I could use this, I could make use of this, oh my god, this is so, and it was pink, so and I was very tempted of also decorating with rhinestones, but I thought maybe not, maybe not. At least not yet. maybe in the future. This was a moment of like, okay, so it's there. Let's see how I set it up, because I'm also running out of USB ports. That's a big problem at the moment. So yeah, how are we doing? 25. Ooh, I think I only have 2 more minutes to talk. Damn, I do talk. At least now I don't have to talk someone else's ear off just to get the talking out of my way. Because I can't draw and talk at the same time, because then I'll just focus so much on the drawing I forget I'm supposed to talk. Anyway, and as I got Outfit Adopt account is my main account. It's what my current tiny VTuber is based on. I have 3 main designs for her. This is one of them. Yeah. I'm hoping that once this core is done, a core normally lasts a month, you can get them by either hyper badges or using a link that is not really easily accessible, but it still exists. You can still get the normal basic core by paying for it. You don't have to just go for the core plus. Yes or yes if you want core for yourself. But you do gotta find a link. It's hidden, but it's not closed, so that's something. Yeah. In the description I'll have the link to who did my VTuber. I'll have the link to the base creator, and I'll have a link to my gallery with pay to use items here. And under that one, I think I might also put the link of my main account just so you can check out my more complex designs, the characters, the themed outfits. The cheap batches are like between $5 to $7 an outfit, and they're only 1 per person. And the normal adopts, which now have been anti-AI'd, as in they've got Nightshade and the other one, they've got both done. If someone, because I've had someone basically steal my work and make a model on it, and it was so obvious. And they still didn't get taken down because they realized that I was gonna have them taken down, and so they deleted the work that was most similar to mine. That was kind of a bummer. Oh, anyway, half a minute left. I don't have much else to say at the moment. I also have a Ko-fi. I'll actually also link that below. That has different outfits, in case you don't want to support DeviantArt, because they do get a cut of everything I sell. That is a thing gotta keep in mind. So yeah, I will see you guys. I don't know when. Whenever I make another video, uploading it was a bit of a problem. Kept failing for some reason. Ta-ta!